Each of us carries a unique light, an inner spark made of our experiences, wisdom, kindness, and creativity. It's not always loud or dazzling, but it's powerful. Sharing your light means showing up authentically, offering compassion when it's needed most, and using your gifts to uplift others. It's about choosing courage over comfort, generosity over silence, and hope over cynicism.
Hey, good evening, everyone. It's me, CMG. We're back again with another episode of Sharing Your Light. It's been a little minute, so Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, all the things, Merry Christmas. Glad to be back. Glad to have y'all back here with me. And as you know, I always start off with a scripture. So I'm going to hit 1 Corinthians 2:9. But as it is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. So I actually came across the scripture just a couple minutes ago. And I thought it was a really powerful thing, just talking about you don't know what's in store for you yet. And I think that goes well with kind of what we'll be discussing today, just about, not limiting yourself and kind of just continue to move forward. And I have two guests with me this time to kind of get into that. So they're two of my closest friends, and I think they should be knocking on the door real quick. Second. Hey, we have Jewel and we have Cam. Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, how's it
Hello.
going? We're good. How
It's
are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for coming out. I've been trying to have y'all on individually, but I'm glad that we can make this a group event.
A family feel here.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
Wings, burgers.
exactly, Cam and burgers. That's the inside joke, everybody. If you know, you know. But I'm just glad that we can, be a little informal. But we can treat this like our usual FaceTime calls. So we're just here to discuss, and I think we can pose a question, kind of, what do you think limits you, and how you can get out of that. Now, I did bring y'all on to kind of interview me, so if you want everyone to take the reins, you can get it popping. But I think I'll close that for right now. What do you think is a limiting factor? Maybe not in your life, but just people in general.
Cam, you want me to take a stab first, or you wanna jump in?
You could take a step first. Ladies first.
Okay, thank you. Such a gentleman. Okay, so what do I think limits me? I think I can kind of be a perfectionist. That can be, to my benefit or sometimes not to my benefit. But I kind of get stuck in my head sometimes about wanting to make sure I'm presenting the best version of myself or the best version of my ideas, because I want to make sure, people are like taking it seriously or understanding that like it's not something I'm sharing lightly, if I do speak on things or I do put things out into the world. So I think that can be something that limits me. But I think it's also something that makes sure when I do put my all into something that I am showing up like full force and ready to go. So works two ways for me.
I definitely feel that. You always whipping us into shape, so I understand how you are, extra hard on yourself as well. But you try to keep the ship afloat and try to keep us pushing. So I like that. How about you, Cam?
I would say for me, I think is probably like an imposter syndrome type of thing. I think I have the ideas. I know that I feel like in my head, I know I can do something, but
Mhm.
like the belief is not always there. So I feel like maybe not always having faith in myself. I guess it's a one and two, I guess it's a combo deal of like not having enough faith in myself, but also having like also still knowing I can do something, but thinking like maybe this is not the space for me. Maybe I need to do something else that's a little bit more safe. So I think it's a mixture of things, but like those are the top three things. Like not having enough faith in myself
Yeah.
all of the time, the imposter syndrome, and then feeling the need to play it safe just because of the fear of failure in a way.
Feel that for sure.
Oh, definitely spitting, because you already know how I get down. I think it's like a combo of both. I feel like I need to perfect something before I put it out, but then I also feel like even if I do put it out, is it what I should be doing? Like,
Hmm.
I really built for that. You know how people say I'm built for this. I just feel like, and then it's also a little twinge of procrastination, but I feel like it also.
Oh, don't get me started. Go ahead. Sorry.
I feel like you guys are both like really good at like saying these things. Like I feel like when the outside looking in, I feel like you guys say these things and then, but like you guys produce great work. Like I feel like with Chris with songs and like his writing, and then with you, Jewel, like you putting events together, like being able to curate large events, be able to pull people together. So it's like it's interesting that we feel you guys feel this way, but the outcome is completely different than what is actually in our heads.
Yeah, see, I feel like even with that, like with what you were saying, I think all of us as a whole need to start counting our wins. Like, if you're working on something for work and, they want you to keep track of your tasks for the week, what you got done, like sometimes we need to have like our own personal win book, like whether it's something that you're physically writing down or something that you're doing digitally, so you're not losing track of like what progress you are making, where you're heading, what you want to be working on but you may be procrastinating on that you need to eventually get to, without like stressing yourself out. Just like something that you can go back and glance at and like look at, okay, how far have I come, where am I at right now, and where can I possibly go? So
yeah, I've kind of divulged that to y'all. That's kind of what my therapist has been telling me, because I kind of don't take my wins into account like I should, and I just keep moving, because what else is there to do? I just keep moving, but that kind of downplays, like you're saying, all of the good that you are doing, and where you were isn't where you think you are, isn't where you are, because you were is somewhere that you wanted to be now. You know, and then we go next. It's like you continue to raise the bar. So we got to make sure that we continue to recognize what we're doing. But also, real quick to Cam's point, I think in the same sense that you're saying all this good stuff about us, and I think that you also kind of downplay yourself a little bit. But that's kind of why this show is happening. I've talked to y'all about another project that we've had, which is kind of taken in fruition like this. Where it's why we share our lights with each other. I can recognize the light in you. You can recognize the light in me. Sometimes it's hard to recognize the light in ourselves. And so that's kind of what this whole show is about. So thank you for like giving us a tagline. We might need to take that clip and,
all the people who do the clips, please clip that, send it to us. Thank you.
Exactly. But I give y'all the space to, kind of open it now if you want to ask me questions, because we talked about things that we aren't proud of and whatnot. And I guess I did drop a song finally, after who knows how long, thank you. And so did anyone want to talk about that? I don't know if
Yes. I think I was going to kind of use like the procrastination thing as the segue to go into that, but you kind of beat me there to the transition. But I do want to ask, since you've dropped your highly anticipated single Victory Lap, what's it been like to have something, in your mind that you're like thinking, oh, I shouldn't drop it, I'm not sure if I want to drop it, and then finally getting to the point where it's released out into the world and you're getting the reception that you're receiving?
I'm not gonna lie, it is very awkward. Like, to be completely honest, I never thought I would be in this space. Like I told you all the time, like I'm very quiet. Well, I say I'm quiet. Cam will say not at all. But
yeah, I don't know. That's the word.
I don't know quiet people that host their own YouTubes.
Right. This is not very quiet.
Yeah, it's really loud if you ask me.
It's like I continue to quote unquote procrastinate, but when I do kind of open the curtain a little bit or show a little of who I am or what I can do, it's like the opportunities kind of flood in. Like the only reason I've been able to make songs is because I saw one of our other friends, Jason. I saw him making songs and I said, oh, I'll do poetry, but this kind of fits into what you're doing. So I'm like, oh, okay. The first time I went to the studio is because Jason recommended me to his sound engineer and he hit me up. I said, oh, dad, well, I can't just waste opportunities. So let me go to the studio. And it's kind of like been that ever since. Same with you, Jewel. You've been pushing me to perform for Juneteenth Festival 3 years. And this third year, I finally, did it. And from there, it's kind of taken off with me eventually dropping a song. I feel like I'm a little rambling, but I say all that to say that now that it's out there and people are like, oh my gosh, I like your song and da 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 da. It's like, logically, I know I should be like, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate you, big blah, blah, blah. On the inside, like, everybody looking at me now. And it's
That's
like,
what we want, though. Like, they're looking and they're having, I feel like, a positive, like, interpretation and positive reaction to what you've put out there. And I think, aside from you doing the Juneteenth Festival, you did do, like, your first, like, tester performance was at the Mental Health Symposium with the National Council of Negro Women. So that was like a small room. I feel like that may have been, from my perception, that may have been more awkward than, you getting up on the stage. Like, I feel like when you did that performance, you got the good feedback from the women that were there, doctors, professionals, community members, and then took that feedback and got on the big stage. And when you got on the big stage, it was kind of effortless compared to how nervous you were for that first performance. So I feel like you're meant for the spotlight and meant for bigger stages. You just have to go after it.
Appreciate that. It's kind of hard when you like kind of push everybody else. I be trying to push, people at church, people, my friends at work, like things, because it's like I feel like I'm a helper. Like I can see the light in somebody else, and somebody else can come with an idea, and I can run with it, like boom, boom, boom. But I think again with this show, it's like kind of seeing the light within, and being my own lighter or sparker or whatever you want to call it, and running with that. So I'll ask another question to you guys: how do you motivate yourself to be able to, see that light and kind of move forward?
How do I motivate myself? Okay, so I feel like there's a vision that I have of myself that I feel like it's based on, what I want for myself. And I try to think, okay, what would that person that's achieved this amount of success or has gotten to this specific level, whatever it is, like what would they do in this moment? So I kind of try to approach things of like my future self versus how I feel about it in the present, because there's plenty of things that I do that I may not necessarily want to do, or it may feel like it's a lot of extra work. It may feel like there's no direct reward like in that moment, but I've always had just this feeling and like a way of doing things since I was younger, where it's like, okay, if I don't feel like doing it or I'm afraid to do it, that means I need to do it. Like, no broken, a little bit of pain.
I feel that it's like something you said where it's like someone in the future, how would they be doing it right now? And Pastor always talks about that. He said you got to see it before you see it, and that's what faith is. Seeing the unseen, believing in the unseen, and continuing to trudge through. So that makes a lot of sense. How about you, Ken?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
That's cool. It's cool. That's why I kind of like a three-person chat, like, well, outside of the cameras or whatnot, because like I can just, do my own thing.
The question was like, wait, was the question
how do you motivate
yourself? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like I have two answers to that. One is I feel like more recently, like moving out to New York, I feel like doing things a little bit scared. I feel like similar to what Jewel was saying. I think that like if I'm nervous or anxious or scared to do something, I more than likely will do it now. And I feel like when I was younger, I think that something, or just growing up, I think that kind of motivated me was like my family and friends around me. I think that like I always kind of like, I feel like I always had a hard time centering myself of like, this is what Cam wants, this is what Cam's want. I think it was always more so like my mom worked hard for me to do this, so I need to do a good job at that. Or like these people, like my village kind of helped propel me. Or like even out here, when I think about like the things I want to do or the things I have done, I think about you guys, I think about Jewel, I think about you, Chris, or other friends of ours, where I feel as though like when I do tell you guys, like, I don't think I'm gonna do it, it's like, why wouldn't you do that? Like,
Mhm.
why are you like, why wouldn't you do that? So I feel like that's kind of my biggest motivation to kind of keep myself going and keep myself, um, I guess, great in a way. Just
Mhm.
my family and friends. And then also, yeah, if I'm a little scared to do something, I'll probably won't do it right then, but I'll do it eventually.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel you. No, because it's like, again, we can't downgrade or, yeah, downgrade our accomplishments. You're out in New York by yourself. You made that move by yourself. And, we've had our talks
What?
about different struggles and such. But I mean,
I mean, by
yeah,
myself, but like a big contributor, like Jewel and her family. I think
yeah.
like you guys both helped me move in up here. Like I feel like it all kind of like it all
Mhm.
works together like a
It
puzzle. And
was
I
still
feel
the
like
new frontier, though. I feel like you were the first person to go and be
Like,
there. Like you branched out fully, and I feel like that's what made you know, I don't know. I feel like it was like having a really close friend or family member like venture out, go somewhere new, and then not losing connection with that person to be able to see them like flourish, make new friends, and keep the old, like the Girl Scout song. I don't know if you know that. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other is gold. It's okay, y'all.
yeah, no,
another
maybe
record
next
on
time. I'll
the
come
road,
prepared next
period.
time.
It's okay. It's okay. But no, but I feel like it's been like that's a lot. That's something that I feel like a lot of people are afraid of, like when it comes to new opportunities, new cities, new jobs, etc. Like losing their ties and losing the things that ground them. But like you've been able to do that, like through ups and downs, post pandemic, the job market and the advertising area. If you know, you know. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, I do have a question for both of you guys.
uh-oh.
Okay, switch it up.
So just to switch it up a little bit, what is something that little Jewel and little Chris wanted to do, and do you think that something that you would try to do now, or is it something that you're already currently doing, i.e., music or other things?
That's crazy. Julie, what's happening?
Okay, I'll go first. I guess ladies first is the theme of the evening. Okay,
I
so there's there's this memory that I always have when I was younger. I used to go with my dad to bring your kids to work day. And there were like plenty of dreams that I had as a child, some that made sense, some that were a little, out there. But I was like, oh, I want to dress really nice. I want to work in an office in New York City, and I want to drink coffee and tea like while I'm on my computer. And that was a very like vague, not really a guided goal for like a 10-year-old, 8-year-old. But I can say I'm doing that. Granted, I didn't really think about everything else that would, come with whatever career path I took. I just assumed it would be like business related. So in that regard, I'd say like my first idea of what I would be doing in the future, yes. And then when I was younger, I was like, oh, like I want to be a showgirl, like I want to perform, I want to be in front of the camera, etc. So I mean, right now we're in front of a camera, so I guess both of those things worked out. And the other dreams, they were more so like being a mad scientist, stuff like that. So that's not going to happen. But I will experiment in the kitchen from time to time. So I think little Jewel would be like, okay, like you're cool. And I feel like your younger self or inner self thinking that you're cool is like one of the best things that you can accomplish, because sometimes it doesn't really take too much to have like that win, essentially.
I feel that. I mean, I wouldn't say you're too far off from a mad scientist. You be cooking up a bunch of stuff for us, like not even just literally in the kitchen, but ideas, like you be out there. You be out there.
Thank you. All right, what's your take?
Yeah, for myself, I'll say little Chris, he wanted to be a professor. He wanted to be a professor. Like my grandfather, because he taught at Temple for like a long time.
Oh,
and I just thought he was just so knowledgeable and just so astounded, like astute. I'm sorry, and he could just continue to command a room and, just be that guy that everyone walks up to. Like we'll be on campus or we'll be out. We could be anywhere, and they're like, "Oh, Dr. Mathis, you remember me? I'm so and so. Oh, Dr. Mathis, nice to see you." Da, 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 da. And I'm like, I feel like that's kind of cool. Like everybody, and they know you. Now moving forward, I quickly was like, yeah, I don't want to be a professor. I want to be teaching. I feel like that was really good because younger Chris was a bit more shy. I still am a bit more shy, even though we're outside right now on this big platform. But I think that I'm still living those dreams, even though it's not in the traditional classroom. Like teaching wise, I am, the Sunday school superintendent. So I'm in there on Sundays teaching the youth about, Christ and whatnot. Also, I've just started last year teaching Bible study to them on Wednesdays. I am on this platform kind of teaching others to look inside of themselves and, continue to bring out who they really are. And I feel like I'm also teaching myself how to go against the grain. Like you said, do it scared. Continue to rely on not just yourself, but on those around you, because teaching is also about that, about showing that you can team build and showing that you can ask for help. And even if you don't know an answer, you don't be afraid to raise your hand or do the thing. So I think that's how that panned out for me. And although I'm not behind a desk, I think I am doing a pretty good job at, continuing to teach. And now people are also saying, "Oh, Chris, oh, CMG, da da da," like when I'm outside and whatnot. So it's like the same thing is kind of happening for me. So it's pretty cool.
The applause. I didn't expect that. Wait, I do have a follow-up question for you, Chris, but I want to hear about Little Cam too, because this was a really good question. So I want to know what Little Cam's thoughts would be.
Lil Cam, I think similar to you, Jewel, it's kind of a little backstory. I'm trying to make it as quick as possible. But I was obsessed, like this movie New York Minute came out with the Olsen twins. And I watched it for the first time when I was like, I don't know, like elementary school, but like that was my first kind of like look into New York, and I was like, oh my God, I want to be there. Like you can do all these things in one day. And then ended up visiting later on, like in middle school and high school, and I was like, I want to be here. I don't know how, I don't know when or in what way, but I want to live here one day. So I definitely think that Little Cameron would be like happy that I'm here. And I think another thing that I Little Cam wanted to be was like, I wanted to be an actor. But I was too shy to like really kind of express that to my mom and be like, oh, I want to do acting classes or I want to do this. But I think I feel like I kind of expressed myself in other ways that weren't like just being, I feel like you guys know me a little bit better than others, obviously. Really and goofy, kind of making up stories. Jewel. So I feel like, but I think more recently since I've been out here, I feel like I've kind of like delved into it a little bit. I've done a couple of improv classes. But yeah, I think that's kind of what I wanted to do. Like as a child, I kind of wanted to be an entertainer in some way, and then just wanted to live in New York and do random things throughout the week. And I feel like I'm definitely doing that.
Man, every time we talk, you got something else going on.
Right.
I'm so confused.
Man.
I'm like,
wait, there's actually a question in the chat.
Yeah, what is it saying?
Let me see. How do I get
First of all, I like the name I Need His Bunny by Tomorrow because agree. I actually needed it yesterday.
Oh, I know who that is too.
Wait,
Thanks for watching. Sakina.
Oh, it is? Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Ski.
Okay, Ski. I would say your time is loading. Don't even fret. You're gonna be on the show too. But Jewel, you said you had a question for moi.
Oh yes. So being as though you're talking about like you're not like a teacher or like a professor in that regard, like is there something that you want listeners like listeners of your music to take away or learn from like the messages that you have in your music?
Yeah, I can say that. I believe that, well, the music that I write kind of comes from personal feelings. I feel like a lot of, writers do that, but it's kind of those feelings of doubt, those feelings of maybe shame, that you're not good enough, that, you might not deserve to be here, or any of those things. And through my day-to-day interactions, especially like at work, at church, with my friends who continue to show me that I am valued, and my trust in God most definitely is that you have space and you need to take up said space. And you can do it in whichever way you see it. It doesn't have to be some grandiose scheme or grandiose plan that you might have thought about when you were younger. But even though, if you're still here and you're still doing something, you're still moving forward, not looking backward in the sense that, oh, I could have done this, I should have done this, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, well, it's now. You can't go backwards. So it's like, as long as you're continuing to take another step forward, continuing to show up for yourself, and even if you can't show up for yourself, ask for that help. I think that's what I want people to get from the music. Just continue to have faith in yourself, and ultimately have your faith in Big God, because He's gonna do everything. Like I started with the scripture, you don't even know the possibilities that He has in store for you. Like He wants to take you as far as you can. You just gotta let Him take the wheel, basically. So that's what I want people to get from the music.
Can we get an applause for that? I don't know how to do the applause, but
I also have a question for Mr. CMG. It's more of a, I guess it's about your music, but I guess the question is, who is a dream like collaborator, like someone that you would like love to like work with musically? And you can't say Jewel or I.
You took my answer right out of my mouth. Okay.
I don't know how that song.
Actually, we do have this song. Never mind. Let me show. Sneak peek. I think a dream collaborator. I don't know. I kind of never envisioned that in a sense. Like I kind of just, if you want to work with me, I think that's cool. I think those that I may take inspiration from, or something that it would be cool to be on a song with, I think maybe like Kirk Franklin, Kendrick Lamar, Chance the Rapper. I kind of see myself in those type of spaces and what I write and how I operate. So having them would be cool. I like Adele. Adele is, she can sing.
That'd be something.
Hey,
I'm seated for all those options, but you and Adele.
I was saying, like, I would have her. I would write a choir piece so nasty, like. Yeah. So Adele, if you see this, hit my line, please.
Yes,
if you hit my people, you gotta talk to Jewel. She's my people.
I'm weak. No, but seriously, if anyone out there has any, potential collaborators, let us know. But I think aside from like, like larger names, I feel like there's a really big like kind of new or neo soul like subsect of artists that are in the Philadelphia area. Like, would you want to do like another like, I don't know, collaboration with a singer, like an R&B artist, get your like a little Lauryn Hill type of vibe on a track? Like, would you want to do something like that?
I mean, definitely. I feel like music can transcend. Music transcends. And I don't want to paint myself into a box, because I know that I can write anything. I have written anything. It's just not out yet. So I think that I will be able to kind of vibe with any type of like or person. Also, it's a good thing that you mentioned that like people that aren't as big, like I kind of find beats on YouTube or like this channel called BeatStars, and I think that we have the people that are out in the sphere of, oh, look at me, I have millions of followers and I can do all these things. But those people, like me and you, I guess, we get overlooked, that are talented, because I feel like celebrities are just the nexus of talent as well as opportunity or visibility and be in the right place at the right time. Everybody that is a celebrity is a regular person. Just keeping it a buck. It doesn't matter.
It's very true.
So I think it would be great to kind of pull other people into the spotlight, because that's what I kind of wanted from this. Like, I even on the song Victory Lap, I brought my cousins on. Like, I know they never thought they would be singing or something, but now people can hear them because I see the talent in them. So if I'm able to see the talent in others and push them up, for sure, I would definitely want to work with them, because that makes the world go around. You don't just gotta give all our money to the big people. Short people need money too. Talk about what's up.
I feel like I have there are definitely some like artists that are in the Philadelphia area. I don't want to call them out right now because you can't always let everyone know what you're working on. Cameron's met one of the artists before when we tried to join a running club in Philadelphia at one point in time. So I know you know who I'm talking about, but there's definitely some artists that we have in our Spawn network that I feel like would be a good fit if you want to, get out there, experiment some more. Maybe even like a collaboration with another rapper that has the same kind of like vision, positive outlook, and wants to, pour something positive into the world besides, what we typically hear. So
yeah,
more things to come.
More things to come. You already know. Because again, we can't go back now. Like I see it, like it's so nerve-wracking being out here now, even though it's like, all right, I dropped it. It's like I could just sit back now. But it's like we have to move forward. Like we have to be more intentional with the talents that we're blessed with. So, as begrudgingly as I didn't want to do any of this, the fact that we're here right now is because you continue to push me, Drew. Cam, you continue to push me. It was like, well, what are you doing? You've already done the thing. You've already proven yourself. Why can't you just see it for yourself? And so we're here. We're moving forward. We're crawling, but we can run. We can fly. That's ain't nothing to what to do it. Basically.
I think we're not crawling. I think we're walking. I think we're at a nice walk.
I feel like we're speed walking.
Speed walking, a brisk speed walk. I like that.
Yeah. I'm just trying to stay humble. I don't want to get too big for myself.
I feel like we started off the episode with us talking about, celebrating our wins, where we were, where we are now, and where we're going. So this is a big step up from where we were 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when we came together talking about like trying to have a collective. We're past, just the voice notes of like, oh, what do you think this song sounds like? And you banging on the table or playing the, the instrumental from YouTube from another. Like you have real tracks that you've cut in the studio with engineers, gone back, perfected your sound, tweak things. You're spreading your message or sharing your light with the world, with people that have been there to support you. So I feel like you're winning. I feel like what more could you really ask for, like at this point in time, Yeah,
I agree. I echo those statements.
Period. So I'll say, I think we should ask another question to the people. Y'all being the people, y'all my people. What about hearing love from others really gets you going? I feel like, and if that doesn't really make sense, why is it important to hear from others that like you're doing a good job? I was gonna blow my question.
That wasn't me.
It wasn't me either.
Oh gosh.
That was the spirit of me, Simone.
Literally.
But I understood your question. Well, maybe I did. I think what's nice to hear from us. I feel like kind of what we were saying earlier of like, or maybe I was saying it earlier, all three of us were saying it, but like when we're kind of like hard on ourselves or just kind of not like looking at ourselves in the best light, I think talking to you guys, like I feel like we talk on FaceTime often, and then with other people that we know, I think that for me, it just feels like sometimes it's kind of like how like you hit somebody over the top of the head with something like, come on, dummy. Like, what do you like? It's kind of like those kind of moments of like, why would you think less of yourself when you have all these amazing people like I'm surrounded by great people that love me through and through and will keep it real with me. And so I think that like is I feel like you can't really, for me, I can't really explain. I don't have a word for it, but it just feels like it feels like light. I think you, Chris, are kind of like a great example of that. I think that you do a lot for others. You do a lot for yourself. And I feel like I'm always grateful and appreciative of like when we do have our conversations of like, hey, Chris, I'm not feeling the best, or Kim, I'm not feeling the best, like X, Y, and Z. So I feel like those like is irreplaceable, because there are moments where I'm like, what would Chris tell me right now? What would Jules say to me right now? Like, so I think it's, I don't know who that was. But yeah, that was me that time. But yeah.
I mean, that's beautiful, my guy. You already know, because those conversations are necessary. Like, we need to be able to build each other up. We need to have somebody in your corner. We weren't designed to be alone. You know, people always talk about, oh, I did it on my own. I'm doing my own thing, da 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 da. And it's like, I guess, but you don't want somebody in your corner, you know, because you can't be 100% all the time. Like, you have to have somebody to build you back up. And I definitely value those, you know, combos, just because sometimes you can't see that you are standing in the light, or sometimes you can't see that you are the light, like you're saying. So it's good to get that reminder.
Me too.
But Drew, how about you?
So I feel like when you have people in your corner, friends, family, mentors, etc., that have your best interests at heart and aren't afraid to give you like tough love when you need it, and you know, hold you accountable, and not like hold you accountable like, oh, you shouldn't have done something, like letting you know when you can do better, like, or when they have like a certain standard of like you performing at like a certain level or something like that. I think when they're giving you praise or accolades, or like giving you like a pat on the back, I feel like it has more value, because I feel like all of us, there have been points in time where, you know, I may call you guys about, you know, a certain situation, and then you're not just going to go along with what I'm saying just because I'm saying it. It might be like
I'll call you back.
Like, I don't know if that's how we want to go about that. Or you'll be quick to be like, oh no. And I'm like, oh, it's a oh no. Okay, so that's not cool. But then if there's something that I do that's like positive, or that's like, even if I don't think it's that big of a deal, like you guys are there like cheering me on or tell me like, oh yeah, like you're doing that. Because, you know, I feel like as we progress in our lives, like professional, like newer social circles, like sometimes you can get lost in the shuffle, like Cameron was saying, imposter syndrome. So having someone else who's looking from the outside to be like, no, like you're where you're supposed to be at, like don't think any less of yourself. Don't try to shrink from the spaces that you're in, like occupy that space. I feel like that means the world. But also on the flip side, I will say, I think there can be times where, you know, seeking out or looking for that external validation from others can, you know, can be harmful to a certain extent. So I think something that I've been trying to work on is not just looking for like that external you know, reward or comments from other people, but also like taking the time to be like, okay, yeah, like you did that, like you're that girl, like,
yeah,
you know,
I feel
that.
Double-sided coin a bit.
Just because, like you said, the first thing about the whole honesty, like that's kind of like radical honesty. Like if I ask y'all something, I expect you to just tell me straight like it is, because I don't need to be fluffed or, you know, have smoke blown or whatever. Like I just want real, especially since I'm asking you, I just want you to, you know, tell me what it is, because obviously I'm having thoughts or doubts or anything. I just need that confirmation, whether it's in my favor or against, because it's like, okay, I can adjust. It's like, oh, I know I was right. I know I'm not crazy. Or I was having doubts about being right or stepping out or whatever. And okay, that makes sense that I should maybe take a pause or take a beat or whatever. And then with your second thing about how it can be harmful in a sense, it's because, you know, we got to get better at trusting ourselves. We got to get better at building ourselves up, because although we do talk often, y'all can't always pick up the phone. Y'all can't always answer the text.
Yeah.
And if you rely too heavily on others, then when you can't, you won't be able. It's like a coddling thing, or
Mhm.
is that what it is? Coddling, or
Yeah,
No, yeah.
like calling or like just being dependent on like that
exactly.
external voice instead of like your internal voice, which I feel like, it may take time. So I feel like all of us are like learning and growing and being more confident in ourselves as we age, or not, let me not say age, gain wisdom. I think that's a better way to
Hey,
put it.
okay.
So I think that's something that can't just happen overnight, but it's something that you can keep in mind. And as you continue to like do things, keep track of those wins, like you said before, I think it'd be easier to be more confident in yourself and have that internal like motivation and be able to say like, I did a good job at something. So I feel like, even tonight, everyone should be able to, log off and think like, wow, like I did a good job, because this is, new for all of us. Chris, you've been doing this, but for all of us to do this as a trio is something new, and we're doing it, guys.
Doing the
Who
thing.
thought?
The face is out there now. Ain't no going back. So when I have y'all on individually or whatnot to talk about your new ventures, you gotta say yeah. You have no choice.
I have to.
Okay.
You have
Well, I will be
I'm
back.
just joking.
I will be back. There's, I'm working on, this mission trip to Jamaica. So I will definitely be looking to get the word out about some collection centers, and how, the people out there can assist with that, since we're trying to provide some relief for Hurricane Melissa. So
nice. See,
plan to be
doing
back soon.
Yes.
putting yourself out there, helping others is exactly what we should be doing. I'm saying, and that was a good personal plug, not just like for yourself, but for the greater community at large. So in the same sense, Cam, you got any personal plugs or any accomplishments you want to talk about?
No real no initiatives that or personal plug that I'm leading myself, but I do want to promote some communities that I am a part of out here in Brooklyn. So like Recess Kickball League, which is a big part of the reason why I even stayed out here. It's majority all Black, it's minority ran kickball league for adults in Brooklyn. I have their shirt on right now, actually.
Hey,
Recess.
But so we shout out to Recess Kickball League, and that's about it. That's the only plug I have. I may have something cooking up in the next few months. Who knows? But I'm just grateful for you to even have me on your show, Chris. To share the stage with such a beautiful woman.
you see the beat, she
natural beat and lighting. Thank you.
Period. Don't play with her.
I was gonna say, do we have any closing questions or anything else?
I do.
Oh, okay. See, again, ready.
I do. I think a question I want to ask, I think all of us should answer, like, what's a win that we've had so far this week? Whether it be small, big, like what's outside of, obviously I would say this is a big win for me, but I'm not going to say this when it's my turn. But outside of doing this with you guys, with each other, what's a W that we have for this week?
Today is Thursday, right? Today's Thursday.
Yeah, today's Thursday, almost at the weekend. Thank the
Be
Lord.
a long week sometimes. I don't know, what would I say? Oh, I mean, yesterday, last night, and I don't think it's a big. Well, hey, like you said, it doesn't matter. I meal prepped for like the first time.
I saw the picture.
The picture looks good. I wish we could post it up here.
I locked in, and I got off work, locked in. I did lay down first, but I chefed up a bunch of stuff, a bunch of healthier options. Thank you for the inspiration, Jewel. Trying to be a bit more, healthy, a bit more quick, a bit more on task with, living a better life, because, you can't just be out here lazy and, not eating the right stuff. Like you said, we are gaining wisdom, and as you gain wisdom, your body gains wear and tear. So, you got to make sure you eat right, And so I did some zucchini noodles. I did some turkey.
Love a good zoodle.
I did some boneless chicken. I got some spinach in there, carrots, sweet potatoes. I was was kind of in the zone. You know. Also, when you meal prep, it's kind of not a lot though. I feel like I've been hungry today.
No, like, I mean, I feel like when you get everything out and you start cooking it, you're like, oh, this is going to be this many containers. You start dividing it out, and then you're like, oh, I have enough food for 2.5 days and maybe a little snack.
Yeah, basically. Like, oh my gosh. But I would say that is a W in my book because I kind of, not that I don't like cooking, it's a chore. It's another chore.
Mhm.
Having to figure out what you got to eat every day. But, you know, I got my groceries early in the week and instead of just letting it sit there, I tackled it. So that's me.
Definitely a W.
How about you, Jewel?
Oh yes, I forgot. I have to give a W too. Okay. I mean, I feel like it's kind of in the same vein as like what Chris is talking about. You know, kind of us all being on our health is wealth tip right now. So you know, I was trying to get you guys on board with it was like, you know, that specific diet. We won't get free promo for, you know, that plan. But I feel like I've been able to successfully transition away from that, like something that's so strictly regimented and just depend on my own creativity in the meals that I've been like meal prepping and, you know, continuing to make progress. You know, we're a few pounds down in the new year. And that's something I've been struggling to do, you know, for a while. So I feel like having a balance of like nourishing my body, like, you know, I've cut back on, you know, unhealthy things like the sugary drinks, like, you know, all that stuff. And just trying to eat like a diet that has more whole foods in it. And I don't think I've eaten out this week. And that's another W.
Saving that bread, okay.
Saving that bread, and you know, that's always that's a double win.
Double W.
So, double. Actually, there's a few things that were in there. I'm like, I think I said a few things, so I had more than just one W. But
love to see it. But all right, Cam, you know, I hope you had enough time to think.
I did. Well, one of my W's for this week is that sorry, lost my train of thought. One of my W's for this week was the fact that I went to the office 2 times. So it may be small to others, but some mornings I wake up and look at the ceiling and be like,
bruh, come on now.
Child.
So I was proud of myself that I actually went in. And then another W, this Monday made 4 years in New York. And so it went by very
well, we had a
quickly.
applause for that.
Yeah,
he's a native New Yorker now.
I guess my guy.
So yeah, I think those are my 2 W's for this week. Going into the office twice, despite this horrible weather. And just making it 4 years in New York, because honestly, the first 6 months when I was here, or maybe, it was really rough. I think moving out here during the wintertime, first time living by myself, away from family and friends, it really took a lot, a toll on me that I was not expecting. So I am proud of myself for sticking it out and kind of putting myself out there and building and allowing God kind of like bringing people into my life and building the community that I needed in order to stay out here. Because it definitely, I would not be out here if it wasn't for like YouTube, the Recess Kickball League, or other friends that I've made as well. So yeah.
That's a big win, big dog.
That is.
I didn't even think it was 4 years. Like it kind of.
Yeah.
I wish you had the picture to put on screen of us at Kingston.
R.I.P. Kingston Public House.
R.I.P. to Kingston's Pub House. That was our spot.
They was too young.
Too young, but we'll find a new spot, and we'll continue to make more NYC memories.
Yes,
exactly. Because you know it ain't nothing to hop on the whip and drive up.
I'm glad you said that.
We can talk about it offline, but I did find a new brunch spot. It's like a Japanese omakase place.
I like to use my chopsticks, so I'm down.
Okay.
But I want to say thank you to both of y'all for being on the show. I really appreciate it. We usually do this for like 30 minutes and we done blew by to almost an hour. So hands up to y'all.
Another W. Look at that.
Another W, making history, kind of. But you know, I can't state how much I do appreciate and love y'all. I wouldn't be doing this without y'all. Literally, I would not be doing this without y'all. So I continue to just want to give y'all flowers while y'all here. We can give y'all, I don't know, whatever I can give you, I will give you. Because, you know, y'all be holding it down. I appreciate you. For everybody watching, I hope you've been inspired. You know, it's nothing to kind of collaborate with the people around you. You need to be able to lean on your resources. You need to be able to find new resources and creating your own community. Using some community that you already have, connecting them with other people to kind of build that network of love, that network of light. And it's never too far out of your grasp. I know sometimes it seems like we're here alone, but you're not. And it's easy to say, but once you kind of open your eyes, it's easier to achieve. Again, you just gotta, you know, put your faith in yourself, put your faith in God, and He will bless you because He continues to bless you. You're here every day. So please just continue to love yourself, love others, treat others how you would like to be treated, not how people treat you. As we see from around the world, it's a lot of foolishness, but that's talk for another time. But yeah, I feel like I'm rambling now, so I'll just say I appreciate all y'all. Continue to share your light. Please follow and subscribe. You can follow and subscribe with Jewel and Cam. You saw their hashtags or their ats earlier. And yeah, just continue to be a blessing to others. Thank y'all. Yeah, have a good night.